Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Hartford Whalers Throwback franchise mode here in NHL 22. So in last episode, we took on the Pittsburgh Penguins in the second round, and we managed to beat them, and now we are on to the conference finals for the first time. We managed to contain Lemieux and Yager in that second round, which is good, and now we're going to be taking on the North America Future Stars, who are an okay team, I'd say. They didn't really have the best season. And also, they do have a lot of question marks, I'd say, about their roster, but they do have some solid pieces in the right areas. Here is what their roster looks like. As you can see, Marc Savard is developing quite well. Danny Briere is developing quite well, same with Dumont. But they also do have guys like Mark Parrish who aren't really suited for that top six line. Belanger is kind of weak. They do have a little bit of a weaker bottom six, but they do have the potential to be something good, like Zachary Ferrelli, who they drafted, got medium elite potential. They also do have this Cedric Knighty guy who's got medium elite potential that they drafted. So you can kind of see why they're a good team in a sense. But yeah, Osgood is definitely the key factor for them. If Osgood plays really good, it's going to be tough to beat him because he had 9 shutouts this regular season, and in the playoffs so far, he's been posting really good numbers as well. So it might be a goaltending duo between Osgood and Sean Burke, but should be an interesting conference finals for sure. Winner of the series will face off against either Detroit or Vancouver for the Stanley Cup. So anyways, let's get into this conference finals, see if we get ourselves to our first ever Stanley Cup finals. Because if we play like Detroit for the Stanley Cup, that would be kind of interesting considering Detroit played Carolina in the Cup finals in 2002, and technically I think we're in the 99-2000 season, or maybe in the 98-99 season. Yeah, I think we're actually in the 98-99 season, so, or maybe not actually. This is year 3, so we might be 99-2000, so we are right around the same time period that they played each other in the Stanley Cup finals, which is kind of cool. So anyways, here we go, game number 1 on home ice, since we actually have home ice advantage in this round. Let's see if we could do some damage against North America, and if Sean Burke can continue doing what he's been doing, which has been really amazing so far. First period, 1-1, I'll take it, I guess. Marc Savard opens the scoring for the Future Stars, but answered right back pretty much by Kevin Stevens, so it's a 1-1 after 1. Shots are 10-9 in favor of us, but it looks like it might be a little bit of an even series so far at least, but who knows, maybe a team will break out in the second. Second period, 2-1 North America. I don't like that. Matt Cullen scores. We bring out shot 22-17. Only down by a goal, so hopefully he can get this game tied back up in the third period. But so far, Sean Burke has been playing pretty solid, I'd say. We just need that offense to do what it was doing in the first 2 rounds for the most part. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys, let's tie this up. And Kevin Stevens answers right early into the third period, which is huge. We have a tie game now. This might be a game that goes to OT. I just feel like penalty kill into the third period, and we kill it off. Nicely done. Yeah, I feel like this game could go to overtime. Let's see, final few minutes. And yes, it is going to go to overtime. So we've been to 3 overtimes now in these playoffs. We've won 1, we've lost 1, and who knows what's going to happen in this one. We're being actually outplayed by them, which is kind of surprising. Shots are 37-26, so Sean Burke doing what he can to give us a chance at winning this game. Can we find a way to win in overtime on home ice? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Come on. Jeff Sanderson or somebody. Castles. I don't even know who I want to call upon. I would call upon Stu Grimson, but he's not in the lineup anymore. Maybe Robert Cron, power play? Nope, no goals there. Our power play is still struggling, so we might have to make some adjustments to it at some point in this playoff run. And we are going to double overtime. Oh, this is the first double overtime we've had this playoff run so far. Shots are 45-39 in favor of North America, so we are catching back up in shots, which is good. Can we find a way to win this first game of the series? Come on, boys. Come on. I know you want to score, and unfortunately, we do not score. JP Dumont scores, and we are down 1-0 in the series. So this is the first time I think we're trailing in the series. Shots were 46-39 at the end of that game, so that loss is definitely not on Sean Burke, and I don't really say it's much on our offense either, just we could not get that win, unfortunately. So Stevens from Hull and Castles, and Stevens from Svala and Hull, but we do not get the win, unfortunately, as we lose to North America. And Chris Osgood had another good game. Osgood might be the type of goaltender that could carry his team to a Stanley Cup win. Stevens gets second start, and Sean Burke the third. But Sean Burke has kind of carried us in a sense to being here. And Jay Guerre's been injured, and even though he wasn't in the lineup, So once again, we're going to have to call up Corey Hirsch. Jaguar never even played in that game, so I don't know how he got re-injured. It makes no sense. Huh, that's weird. He was just on the bench maybe, and maybe got hit by a puck or something. Well, that's unfortunate. We aren't going to see any J.S. Jaguar for the rest of the season, but at least we brought in Corey Hirsch, I guess. But yeah, that sucks. I wanted J.S. Jaguar to be on our roster, but oh well. I don't know why that happened. Let's go back to Mazzotti down there. And that is good to go. Okay. So that wasn't a terrible first game, but we definitely need to find a way to score against this Future Stars team, because we should be able to win these type of games. Okay, here we go. I don't think I'm going to make any changes for game 2. Actually, maybe I will quickly. I think I need to make some adjustments to our power play, because our power play has been kind of flat. We need to find a way to get that going a little bit, because maybe that will give us a better shot at winning games. So let's try moving Stevens up, moving Primo down. Actually, Jeff Sanderson on the first unit might sound better to me than Stevens. Yeah, we'll do something like that maybe instead. Who's the better shooter, Deneen or Stevens? Probably Stevens. Yeah, Stevens, okay. So we'll do something like that. See if moving Sanderson up helps that out a little bit. And we will do the same thing for this unit as well. There you go. We'll see if that changes up the power play dynamic, and hopefully can get our team back to the square up with the North America Future Stars, because if we lose this game, we're down 2-0 headed to North America, where I don't remember where I made the arena. Maybe it was the Pacific Coliseum. Yeah, I think I might have made the arena the Pacific Coliseum. I could be wrong with that, though. I'd have to check once we get there, but here we go. Game number 2, first period, and it is an offensive first period for both teams, but we're down 3-2. Not a good first period from Sean Burke, which is not good. He's not playing like himself in that first period, kind of similar to like what he did in Game 5 of the Sen series that we had in the first round. So Emerson opened the scoring, and Bullis, Chara, and Belanger score, but then Keith Primo answers, and we're within 1 goal, which is good. Shots are 9-9, and it's a 3-2 game. Can we find a way to tie this game up or take the lead in the second period? 4-3 North America. I don't like that they have an answer for every single goal we score. Castles tied the game up, but with 11 seconds left, a power play goal against by JP Dumont, who had the game-winning goal last game. And we're down by a goal going into the third. Shots are 22-18. Can we find a way to tie this game up, please, guys? Because I do not want to lose to North America in the conference finals. That'd be detrimental. Let's see what happens. Penalty kill early in the third. We kill it off. Nicely done. But Mark Savard scores. I don't know how this North America Future Star team is so good. Gilchrist makes it 6-3. We're going to lose this game as well, looks like. Stephen Rice scores finally. That's his first goal of the playoffs, I think. Makes it 6-4. But yeah, we definitely need to find a way to win in their arena, because we're going to be trailing 2-0 in the series, which is weird. Baranek makes it 7-4 on an empty netter. We are not playing like ourselves right now in this conference finals. I don't know why. North America must be this cheese team. Emerson from Cron and Svala, Primo from Sanderson, Castles from Chason and Hull, Rice from Bouchard in Manderville. Maybe Sean Burke's getting tired. Maybe we go to Corey Hirsch. That's 10 goals against in the first 2 games. I mean, the last game wasn't on Sean Burke, but there's got to be something we could do to get this team back to winning games. Maybe I will take somebody out of the defensive core. Bouchard's still a +5. Yeah, that defensive core is still really good plus-minus wise. But I am going to go back to Corey Hirsch for a game, give Corey Hirsch a playoff start. Why not? Anybody on the forward core really badly minus? Magnus Arvidsson a -3. So we're going to take Arvidsson out of the lineup for Stu Grimson. I know it's a little bit weird. But yeah, Arvidsson's been kind of a disappointment. Nothing in 12 games and a -3. So we'll see if that helps out that fourth line a little bit. Give it a little bit more grit or something like that. So that's what we'll do. And yeah, hopefully Corey Hirsch could play good in this game. And hopefully the rest that Sean Burke's going to get this game will help him into next game. Because we will start him for game 4 probably. But I just want to give him a little bit of rest, because maybe he's just played way too many games this season, because he was our definite starter this season. So here we go. Game number 3 in which arena did I put them in? Because I don't remember. The Pacific Coliseum, yeah. So where the Canucks used to play back in the earlier 90s. Let's see what happens. See if we can take this series back to being almost even. Let's see what happens. We could have won game 1, but game 2 we definitely didn't. Come on, boys. We need to get back into the series. First period, 1-0. There's a good first period. Brett Hull scores. Shots are 9-6 in favor of us. So not the most offensive period, but at least we contained their offense, considering their offense had 3 goals in the first period last game, right? So that's good to see. Can we add to this lead in the second, please? Second period, 4-1 us. Let's go. That's exactly what we need. Hull makes it 2-0. Chason makes it 3. Castles made it 4, but Parrish will break Hirsch's shutout. We're up 4-1 going into the third. Shots are 23-13 as well. Let's just lock down this game, and then we'll go back to Burke for the next game. But looks like an interesting conference final so far. It looks like maybe it's one of those type of series where the home team doesn't win any games up until game 7. I don't even know. Come on, boys, just lock it down. Good defense, good offense in this game as well. Like, our offense is definitely not the problem right now. Like, I don't really know if we have a definite problem with this roster. It just seems that we have, like, a couple bad games now and again. So, Hull from Stevens again. Chason from Castles and Hull, and Castles from Schwela. So, not a bad game again from our top 6. Brett Hull's been actually really good. 3 points in that game. Castles and Stevens each 2 points. They were combined plus 12. 3 stars of the game. Hull the first star. Johnson the second star. So I guess Brent Johnson played really good after he got put in. And then Andrew Castles the third star. Not too bad. Okay, so Corey Hirsch gets a win in his first start of the playoffs. And we will go back to Sean Burke this game. I think he already should be put back in. Let's just double check. But hopefully Burke is rested and ready to go for this game, because then we could tie the series up potentially. Yeah, Corey Hirsch has been actually really good as well, so our team is just a really strong defensive team, I guess. And then maybe taking Arvidsson out of the lineup was the right move, even though he's a way better overall than Grimson is. Maybe we just needed that physical fourth liner. Okay, so we are down by 1 game in the series. Can we tie the series up headed home with another win on the road? We've been a really good road team this playoff run so far, winning most of our games, I think, on the road. Can we win this one? This is a crucial one. Obviously, if we lose this, we go down 3-1. If we win this one, though, we have a tie series, and then it's anybody's game, pretty much. Let's see what happens. First period, 2-0 us. Let's go. That's exactly what we need to do. Team's playing much better defensively and getting goals as well. Emerson and Castles get the goals. Shots are 10-8 in favor of us as well, so we definitely outplayed them in the first. Can we continue to do that in the second period? Second period, hey, 3-2 us. I don't really like that they managed to tie the game up. So Dumont and Briere scores, of course, 2 former Buffalo Sabres players that I got acquainted with quite well when I was early into my Sens fan existence, back in like 2006 and then 2007-ish. So those 2 guys score, and then Keith Primo gave us the lead, so it's good to see that Primo is starting to score a little bit more, because he kind of struggled in the first 2 rounds in a sense. Shots are 24, or not 20-4, what the heck, 20-14. I can't speak, apparently. And we're up by 1 goal. Can we lock down this game in the third period? Let's get some insurance, boys, please. Let's see what happens. Lock down this game, get some insurance. Hey, there we go. Jeff O'Neill makes it 4-2. That's a huge goal from Jeff. Penalty kill. Nicely done. Penalty kill again. Stop taking penalties, please, boys. It might be Stu Grimson that's taking all those penalties. I don't know. But looks like the home ice trend is gonna continue, and looks like we're gonna have a tie series headed home in the conference finals. So a good rebound from our boys, winning on the road again. So Emerson from Cron, Castles from Sanderson and Chason, Primo from Deneen and Svela, and O'Neill from Svela. Svela's had a really good playoff run. He's picked up multiple point games, I think. And then, yeah, another really good effort from Sean Burke coming back after a day off. So Briere gets first star, Svela the second star, and Primo the third. But we have tied the series up, and now if we could win this game on home ice, we will lead the series, which would be nice. And the Canucks are 1 win away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals here in the early 2000s, I guess, which is kind of surprising, considering I don't think they were really good around this point in time in real life. So, yeah, we'll keep our lineup the same since we've won 2 straight games. Let's see if we can win 3 straight games. Like I said, we've been a better road team than a home team, though, which is kind of weird. But let's see if we get a win on home ice here for our fans and be one win away from a Stanley Cup Finals appearance. First period, 1-1, I'll take that. Brett Hull scores on the power play, and then Eric Belanger ties it up late for them. Shots are 11-11. It's a 1-1 game after one, so tons of ones in that first period. Let's see what happens in the second period, see if we can grab that lead. Second period, 3-2 us. I will take it. Brett Hull scores. Baranek ties the game up, but in a late goal with 5 minutes left from Robert Cron, we're outshooting them 25-18, so we outplayed them pretty well in that second period. Let's see if we can lock down this game and be one win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. Come on, boys. Come on. We could do it. We're a good defensive team. We just got to keep it up. Nice penalty kill there. Yeah, our penalty kill has been solid at times. Our power play is still struggling, though. So I don't know what the reasoning is because of that. Oh, Zdeno Chara ties the game up at 3 late. That's not good. Of course, it's the guy that wore number 33 to tie it up at 3-3. And it's going to be 3-3 after 3. And we're going to overtime again. Last time we were in overtime, we lost to them, so hopefully we can win this one. Shots are 31-27. Who wants to be the OT hero for us? Stu Grimson, since you're in the lineup, I'll call on you. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. This is a crucial overtime period. Winner of this game will be up on the series 3-2. Maybe Robert Cron wants to score a penalty kill in overtime, and we killed off. Nicely done. We need those crucial penalty kills, and we got that one. Just got to keep it up. Come on, boys. And we are still tied at 3. The shots are 44-39 in favor of us, so we're outplaying them by a little bit, but it's a pretty even game, I'd say, for the most part. Who wants to be the OT hero in double overtime? Who has not scored in a while that I could call upon? Maybe Kevin Dineen, since I think he's the captain of this team. Let's see what happens. We know it's going to end quick. Come on, boys. Please, please. Yes, let's go. Kent Manderville, he had not scored an entire playoff run, I'm pretty sure, so far. And we win 4-3, and we are one win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's go. So Hull from Sanderson and Castles, Hull from Stevens and Castles, Cron from Emerson. And, yep, Manderville's first goal of the playoffs from Chason and Svala. What a way to score your first goal of the playoffs in double overtime and make your team that much closer to a Stanley Cup Finals appearance, huh? Brett Hull gets first star, Manderville the second, and Belanger the third. Nicely done, boys. 3 straight wins. We are on cruise control, and the Canucks are going to the Stanley Cup Finals as Detroit has been eliminated in 5 games, which is kind of a surprise. And yeah, Andrew Castles in that top line are really starting to pick it up. He's over point per game right now. Brett Hull is scoring a lot more goals as of late as well, so that addition of Brett Hull last offseason might be the exact thing this team needed, just like we were thinking last offseason. So, okay, game number 6. We aren't going to make any changes. We are 1 win away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals. We won our last game, our first game 4-1 in the series, then 4-2, then 4-3, which is kind of interesting. Can we win this game with another game with 4 goals? Because our offense has been scoring pretty well, consistent, I'd say, for the most part. I got to win on the road again, which we've been doing all playoff runs so far. So here we go, game number 6, first period, and it's 1-0 for North America. Mark Parrish scored early. Shots are 7-6 for them after 1, so not a lot of shots in that first period for both teams, but we're trailing by only a goal, so hopefully we can tie it up at least in the second. Second period, 1-1, let's go. Stephen Rice. So that fourth line starting to finally pick up some goals, which is exactly what we need, because we need that depth scoring if we want to win the Stanley Cup. Shots are 18-15 in favor of North America. We are 1 period away potentially from going to the Stanley Cup Finals if we get that lead in this period, or we might go to another overtime situation. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Penalty kill early in the third, and we killed off. Nicely done again. I love the penalty kills sometimes. It just works really well. Another penalty kill opportunity. We do kill that off as well. Final few minutes, penalty kill again, and we killed off for the 3rd time in the 3rd period. Jeez. And it is going to be another overtime situation here. This is our 3rd overtime with the Future Stars, so it has been a pretty close series, I'd say, even though it didn't really look like it on paper in a sense. Shots are 28-24 in favor of them. It is a 1-1 game. If we score the next goal, we're going to the Cup Finals. If we allow the next goal, we're going to a Game 7. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Please, who wants to be that hero? Power play early in the overtime. May we score? It's Andrew Castles on the power play. Our power play has struggled all playoff long, but it does send us to the Stanley Cup Finals with a 2-1 win over the Future Stars. And now we're going to be playing the Vancouver Canucks for the Stanley Cup, which is crazy. So Rice from Manderville and Kravchuk, and Castles from Brett Hull. Like I said, that top line has been starting to score a lot more. And yeah, Sean Burke still doing what he does best, gets first star of the game. Osgood the second star, and Mark Parrish the third. But let's go. We are actually going to the Stanley Cup Finals, so that move for Brett Hull definitely paid off a lot. Now let's advance those few days so we get up to that Cup Finals. There you go. But let's take a look at our player stats throughout the first 3 rounds, and then we'll take a look at what the Canucks did during the regular season and playoffs, and we'll take a look at their lines as well. But we're finally in the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, we're really early into the series as well, but luckily it's good that we're actually getting to this point because, like I said, this is going to be a really short-term series because obviously NHL 23 is right around the corner. So Castles with 18 points in 16 games, he's been really great. Primo picked it up a little bit in that round, but only 6 points is a little bit not great for a second liner. Manderville, 4 points in 16 games, not bad. He had most of his points in that conference finals. Stevens 15 points, pretty good. Sanderson 12 points, pretty good. Cron only 5 points, but in 8 games because he missed half of the games due to his injury he suffered late in the season. Stu Grimson 2 goals in 12 games. Arvidsson nothing in 12, so I think Grimson definitely will stay on our 4th line going into this Cup Finals. And if for some reason he just starts to take way too much penalties, we might have to go back to Arvidsson. Right wing wise, Brett Hull's been great, 17 points in 16 games. Emerson's been solid as well, 8 points. Dineen 7 points, O'Neill 6 points, and Rice 2 goals. Defensively, Shvela's been really good. Like, I don't even know how he's been this good, but 14 points in 16 games. Coming off 50 points in the regular season, he has been a really good pickup for this franchise, so that's great. Jason 11 points is really good. Wesley 5, Kravchuk 3, Malik 2, and then 1 assist from Joel Bouchard, but a +7. So I think it was definitely a good move to put him in over Alex Godinuk. And then goalie-wise, Sean Burke has still been really great. 11-2-2 with 3 shutouts and .935 save percentage and a 1.96 goals against. And then Corey Hirsch 2-1 with a .946 and a 1.38. So pretty good there. So that is our player stats. Let's take a look at how the Canucks did during the regular season and how they're doing during this playoff run, and then we'll take a look at their roster. So let's go over to the Western Conference. Actually, let's go to the entire league, guys, because we're comparing the two of us. So Vancouver finished below us in the standings, so we got home ice advantage going into this Cup Finals. We had 95 points, they had 87. We had 40 wins, they had 38 wins, so pretty close in terms of that. 3.26 goals for per game for us, 2.95 for them. So we are a little bit better offensively. We are also better defensively than them, 2.62 to 2.87. Their power play was a little bit better at 13.6% to our 13.3. And our penalty kill was way worse. Their penalty kill was actually pretty solid, 86.1% to 82.4. They also had 5 shorthanded goals. Okay. Let's see what they've been doing so far in this playoff run, because obviously that's a little bit different than what they've been doing during the regular season, probably. Okay, so they're 12-5, we're 12-4. They only have 1 less goal than us, and they've played 1 more game than us, so we're a little bit better offensively than them. We're better defensively than them as well, but they're also a really strong defensive team. Their power play is clicking way better than ours, so hopefully ours could get going. And our penalty kills have been pretty similar as well, but their penalty kill is a little bit better. Yeah, we're 7-1 on the road. They're 7-2 on the road, and both of us have identical home records. So this is going to be an interesting Stanley Cup Finals. For some reason, I thought we were in the West for a second. Let's take a look at this Canucks team, see what they added, because I honestly don't know what they added over the last few years. Top line of Alex McGinley, Mike Ridley, and Pavel Bure. Yikes. Oh boy, we have to go up against Pavel Bure, huh? He's not doing that well. Actually, he's doing good in the playoffs, but he's not doing as well as I thought he would. Like, I thought this guy would be over point per game. Interesting. Mike Ridley, solid playmaker there. And Alex McGinley's obviously also a really good player. Yeah, that's a really good top line. Second line of Martin Jelna, Trevor Linden, and Marcus Naslund, who's not developing to the player he was in real life, but he's having a really good playoff run. He's got 13 points so far. So that's a really good top 6. And then the third line has Denny Lambert, Scott Walker, and Sergei Krivo-Krasov. So not a terrible third line. And then a fourth line at Kai Nurmanen. Christian Reichel's up here for some weird reason. And Dana Mersen's playing forward, which is kind of weird. I don't know why he's playing on the forward core, but whatever. 7 points in 20 games in a regular season. 3 points in the AHL playoffs last year. Interesting. Defensively, they got Sean Chambers and Adrian Aucoin. They also have Chris Joseph and Yuri Sliger and JJ Deneau and Brett Hedekins. So that defensive core is not bad either. And goalie-wise, they got Mike Dunham, who we could have traded for at the deadline, but we didn't end up. He has been really good in the playoff run so far. And then they also have John Van Beesbroek as a backup. So their goaltending combination is actually really good. Looks like actually John Van Beesbroek... Wait. They have both these goalies have played like 7 games. Are they splitting their goaltending time in the playoffs? Looks like it. Looks like both goalies are getting a lot of playoff time, which is interesting because I don't think I've seen goalies rotate that much in the playoffs. They have also Doug Smolik and, oh yeah, Chris Chelios. I forgot they brought in Chelios. He's out with an injury though. But he has played a lot of games in the playoffs, and Mike Eastwood is also out with an injury. So once those guys return, obviously that defensive core becomes even better. Like Chris Joseph is probably out of the lineup. And who was the other one injured? Mike Eastwood. Mike Eastwood would probably replace Reichel on that fourth line, so, or Merzen maybe even. But yeah, it's a pretty good forward core and team in general. When is their guys back from injury, though, is that question. Are we going to have to face Chelios at all in this playoff run? No. Chelios is back June the 7th. Eastwood is back soon, though, so we will see Mike Eastwood, but not Chris Chelios likely, because June the 7th is, yeah, the series will be done by June the 7th, so. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Hartford Whalers franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the Stanley Cup final against the Vancouver Canucks as we look to win our first Stanley Cup. So I think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.